On tonight's Wales at 6. Storm Floris sweeps in. A yellow weather warning brings gale force winds battering the country, but most holidaymakers escaped largely unscathed.
Today the forecast has been quite accurate really.
Yeah.
Picked up after lunchtime.
We knew it would be over by now according to the forecast. What we're worried about is what it's doing at home.
A couple of the awnings on other caravans have flown apart, but ours hasn't. It stayed up.
Also tonight, trouble ahead for bus passengers as drivers vote to strike in the capital. Plus 3 lakes in 24 hours. Olympian Hector Pardo's incredible cross-country swimming challenge. And after serving the pupils of this special school, therapy dogs Fiona and Luna prepare to put their paws up for a well-earned retirement. Hello, good evening to you. The first week of August, which is peak season for the Welsh hospitality sector, is off to a rough start. Storm Floris has swept in unseasonably strong winds to parts of North Wales today. A Met Office yellow weather warning remains in place there until midnight, with a risk of flying debris and large waves along the coast. Well, Rob Shelley is live at Triada Bay for us on Anglesey tonight. So, Rob, by the looks of it, the worst might be over, but it's been a bit of a bad start to the holiday season there, hasn't it?
Well, we've certainly got a good old flurry of breeze right now. I mean, Storm Floris has made itself well and truly known, especially in Scotland, where there were winds of 80 miles an hour, seemingly strong enough to blow a camper van over. Here in Wales, Floris seems to have had pretty much a lighter touch, although the wind measured gusted up to about 64 miles an hour in Aberdaron and Capel Curig. But for many people, it's a sheer inconvenience. So many campsites have had that phone call asking people, can they still come or will their tent blow away? It has not been the easiest of days. Storm Floris, the summer visitor no one wanted to welcome. It was fierce enough to stop 2 of the morning Irish ferry sailings into Holyhead, strong enough to set restrictions on the Britannia Bridge, traffic queuing as the maximum speed came down to 30. Even cruise liners found Floris slightly hard going here.
We've been on a ship, a cruise ship. We were delayed a little bit coming in, but not long.
Over at Benllech, with a small fleet of cargo ships hove to, it wasn't the storm itself, so much as the prospect of the storm, that had its effect. What sort of effects it had on, businesses like yours, the hospitality sector?
It makes last-minute bookings really, really nervous, and it makes the guests really scared. But, it's over-egged. Look at it, it's beautiful.
And some places are windier than others. Llanonmill is naturally in one of the breeziest parts of the island.
Anyway, we are still open, even though there's a storm coming.
We stay in a towing caravan, and we've got an awning. A couple of the awnings on other caravans have flown apart, but ours hasn't. It stayed up.
To some, having seen the forecast, a feeling that here at least North Wales and its yellow weather warning might have mostly got away with it.
The winds are definitely there, aren't they? But the rain, it's not rained.
And today the forecast has been quite accurate really.
Yeah.
Picked up after lunchtime.
Yeah.
My partner took our kids to the cinema this morning, but when it was raining, but we know never to rely on the forecast too much.
Storm Floris isn't technically done with Wales yet, but even the curl of the waves at Triada Bay was more picturesque than problematic. Despite the worst fears, there were blue skies, sunshine, and people determined to get the most out of August. So Floris has been kinder to Wales, seemingly, but, we've had 3 months of fantastic weather, yet you forget, this is the central point, this is the crucial bit of the holiday season, this August, and so many businesses depend on this. Hospitality is Wales's economically second biggest business. There'll be an awful lot of people relieved that possibly from tomorrow, normality and the barometer resume.
Rob, thank you. Rob there on Anglesey, where things slightly more gentler now this evening. Now, 6 men have appeared in court charged with violent disorder after reports of a mass brawl involving weapons on the streets of Newport. The men were arrested after the incident on a city centre street on Saturday afternoon. Richard Morgan was in court for us and is there for us now. Richard, so what's the latest? What's the developments today?
Well, Andrea, as you say, it was shortly after 3 o'clock on Saturday that the scene of chaos unfolded outside a kebab shop on Commercial Road in Newport, not too far from here. Two groups of men were apparently seen fighting on mobile phone footage and wielding makeshift weapons. Now, as a result of that, 6 men were charged with violent disorder, as well as a 17-year-old boy. The men were aged between 25 and 52. And today, all 6 appeared here at Newport Magistrates Court. All 6 pleaded not guilty and were remanded in custody ahead of an appearance at Cardiff Crown Court on September the 1st. A 7th man is being questioned after being arrested on the weekend. Now, the judge described this as a very frightening incident, which she'd been told, she said, had arisen because of a dispute between 2 families. Gwent police say they're continuing to work hard to investigate the causes of the incident and reminded people not to speculate about what had happened online or on social media. Andrea.
Richard, thank you very much. Richard there with the details from court after that incident at the weekend in Newport. Now, bus passengers in the capital are being warned of disruption this summer, with 450 staff at Cardiff Bus voting to strike later this month. Bosses at the company say they are disappointed at the decision after what they say was a substantial offer to the union. Well, Hamish Alskerry is outside the main depot for us this evening. Good evening to you, Hamish. This could potentially have a big impact on the city.
Yes, good evening, Andrew. Yes, bad news for bus passengers if this goes ahead as planned. If you're due to be visiting Cardiff to go to see Tom Jones, Basement Jacks or Will Smith at Cardiff Castle in the next few weeks, you're likely to face disruption travelling to and home from the city if you're planning to go by bus. This all follows a decision by workers at the publicly owned Cardiff Bus to reject their latest pay offer, which the company described as a significant 5.86% increase. They say their pay and conditions are market leading, but today Unite, the union, have said that bus drivers are financially struggling due to low pay. They blame Cardiff Bus entirely for this dispute, and Unite say that it's not just about money either, it's also about what they say that drivers are struggling to take adequate breaks in between their shifts, even struggling to eat between journeys. Unite General Secretary Sharon Graham said that her hard-working members have rightfully had enough of the situation and deserve to be compensated fairly. In response, Cardiff Bus say they're disappointed with this decision to strike. They say they've been a real living wage employer for a decade or more and therefore are committed to fair pay. They hope to avoid the worst of this disruption, but given it's due to start on August the 17th and not finish until Sunday the 7th of September, if you're planning to make a bus journey in Cardiff in that time, you should check to see whether this disruption is likely to impact your plans.
Hamish Alskerry, thank you. The team at a park in Bridgend say they're heartbroken after an education space was vandalised last week. It's the latest example of antisocial behaviour they say they've seen at Bryngarw Country Park so far this summer, and it's going to be costly to repair. Megan Booch reports.
Underneath the summer sun, it's easy to think all is well. And from the edge of the woodland, it almost looks like it is. But walk a little closer and you soon smell the charred remains.
Yeah, I could smell it halfway across the car park.
How did you feel when you first saw this?
Devastated, absolutely gutted, you know.
Yeah,
So much work and love has gone into the building, plus the educational programme that we've set up with schools.
Because this damage means the space is no longer viable. So much had gone into it, created over 3 months by a team that included adults with learning disabilities. Painstaking work for a project that was all about sharing the outdoors with the whole community.
We use it for education purposes, for young children. We've got lots of families booked in over the next 6 weeks.
So is it sort of the worst time of year for this to happen, really?
Yeah, it's probably our busiest period within the park. So this is the time when the families come in, and you know that's when we like to try and capture the imagination of the park with the children.
A key part of the structure has been damaged and replacing it isn't straightforward.
We're still trying to figure that out. We're a charity. This isn't something that we've budgeted for, so we are literally trying to piece it all together at the moment.
So for now, rustling tape joins rustling leaves in a place that wasn't supposed to be this quiet this summer. Megan Boot, ITV News in Bringaro Country Park.
OK, there is plenty more on the way for you this Monday evening. Find out why Wrexham Olympian Hector Pardo took on an epic Three Lakes swim challenge. We catch up with him on dry land. And therapy dogs Fiona and Luna hang up their collars for a well-earned retirement after years of supporting students. First though, before all that, the city of Wrexham is welcoming 150,000 visitors to the National Eisteddfod this week. The annual celebration is hosting 6,000 competitors showcasing the best Welsh language, music and culture. Well, our reporter Joanne Gallagher is live on the mice for us tonight. Hello to you, Joanne. Well, we know this is a very big week for Wrexham, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge, Andrea, and the music that you mentioned has actually just started up behind me. The atmosphere here is absolutely fantastic. Thousands of people on the mice, and this is a really big thing for the people of Wrexham. So what makes the city and the county tick? Who are the characters, and what does the Eisteddfod mean to them? I've been to find out.
The Welsh Dragons making its presence known in Wrexham as the area plays host to thousands of visitors. And if you want a unique slice of city life to reflect on its rich history and meet those who make it tick, the first stop has to be Wrexham's oldest cafe, baked into the former market town's fabric since the 1800s.
My great-great-granddad's originally, and he moved over from Italy back in late 1890s. And opened up Marubi's in 1896, so it's fifth generation now.
It's a real part of Wrexham's history, isn't it?
Yeah, I enjoy it, and I speak to lots of the customers, and they've all got memories here, and they've been with their parents or grandparents have brought them here.
Now, I want to talk to you about the Eisteddfod. There are Welsh flags on lots of the shops here on Bank Street. Are you all getting behind the Eisteddfod?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's just great, as Wales as a whole, to just evolve both north and south and be proud to be Welsh.
What would be the highlights for people coming to Wrexham for the first time? What would you say you must go and visit?
Ruby's Cafe. No.
Bank Street is about 5 miles away from where the Eisteddfod's being held. They know all about community and coming together.
My grandparents used to drink with the Marubis. They remember when they were from Italy.
Now, we're talking about the Eisteddfod coming to Wrexham. What does Wrexham mean to you?
Well, I suppose I've lived in it all my life, and I'm very pleased about the Eisteddfod because I think it's going to bring a lot of pleasure to people.
And what would you advise people coming to this area for the first time that they should do in Wrexham?
Well, I would definitely prioritise going to the parish church.
Now, you can't say welcome to Wrexham without visiting the world-famous Cae Ras, home, of course, to the championship-playing Wrexham Football Club. But there's so much more to the county, which has a rich heritage and history, and Eisteddfod organisers are keen to showcase it.
There's a big industrial history to this area, but I think the town, or the city as it is now, has changed a lot. I mean, the Eisteddfod was here 14 years ago, but the place is a completely different place since then. So I think they're going to have a pleasant surprise when they visit us.
But those who helped Wrexham rise are not forgotten. Their faces part of a permanent mural trail.
We've been in the spotlight for the last 4 or 5 years, mostly because of the football, but we're so much more than that. We've got such a rich history. To see and hear more Welsh would be beautiful. I mean, to be fair, I hear Welsh all the time in Wrexham anyway. I speak it every day, but obviously to have the Eisteddfod here would kind of amplify that.
It's hoped the festival is a blooming success.
Well, everyone certainly seems to be enjoying themselves this evening, including the many visitors, of which there have been lots of politicians. The First Minister Eluned Morgan amongst them. Now, she did have just one protester on the Maes today waving the Palestinian flag. She did engage with a gentleman and chatted to him. The National Eisteddfod say they welcome peaceful protest, and it moved on very, very quickly. Now, we have had some wind on the Maes today, a little bit of rain. Nothing too bad, though. It hasn't dampened spirits, and the First Minister said it wasn't going to stop her fun either.
This is great because the eyes of the world have been on Wrexham for the past year with the football, but it's great that the eyes of the nation now are on Wrexham as the Eisteddfod comes here. It's a great opportunity for people to embrace the language, the culture, and we've seen a huge increase in the number of people learning Welsh in this part of the world.
And you're not going to let the weather dampen spirits?
There's no way. This is kind of typical for the Eisteddfod. It's what goes with the territory. You never know what weather you're going to get.
Now, the question on everyone's lips, of course, because Wrexham's known now for the football club, are Rob and Ryan going to attend? Their pictures are everywhere. Well, we don't know, and if we did, we couldn't even tell you. But we're here in Wales, and whether it's the weather or whether the football, we're ready for anything.
No, you'll keep a good look out for them, Jo, on the Maes for us this evening. Thank you very much indeed. Well, a few mentions there of the football in Wrexham, but to the capital now and football. And Cardiff City's season got underway at the weekend, but off the pitch, still a lot of uncertainty as all the talk over takeovers hasn't materialised into anything concrete. Gareth Bale is among those looking to buy the club, but Malaysian businessman Vincent Tan remains the owner. And after a summer without a single signing, well, fans are wondering what is next. Issa Farfor reports.
3 points on opening day is something to celebrate, getting the new season off to a great start. On the pitch, at least. Cardiff came from behind with 2 goals and gave fans something to cheer about. Off the pitch, the picture is less certain. No new signings, no new owners, just plenty of speculation. It's not the fresh start fans wanted, but many remain positive.
Hopefully, we'll get back up to this championship and have a good crack at that.
Just hope we're going to do better. We want to go get promoted for next season, go back to championship.
If they get some more people coming in, hopefully we can build on what we did today.
Fans had hoped for action after relegation from the championship 3 months ago, but that hasn't been the case in the eyes of many supporters.
For the fans' point of view, it felt like now was the right time to sell and the club to reset. But based off recent comments, it feels like we're going to experience more of the same. The lack of investment, the chronic just lack of footballing structure, which has led us to this path. We've gone from a club that was facing a bright future in the Premier League to a club that's now in the 3rd division. It's feeling like a very confusing time at the moment, and clarity is much needed from the board, really, to know what's going on for the manager, the team and the fans to progress and enjoy this season more than anything.
Gareth Bale has expressed an interest in buying the club, but the Malaysian owner remains in charge, and the club is downplaying all the speculation.
The relationship really is fractured, a lot of frustration, sometimes even stronger emotions, and all of this just leads to change. We want sensible decisions, we want someone who puts Cardiff City first, and we want to take this club to where it belongs, which is certainly not in League One.
The season may be underway, but for many fans, the Bluebirds remain in limbo. Issa Farfor, ITV News.
Next, you've heard about the king of the jungle, but this story has nothing to do with Ant and Dec because an Olympic swimmer from Wrexham has now been dubbed King of the Lakes after becoming the first to swim the lengths of Loch Lomond, Lake Windermere and Lake Bala in less than a day. Hector Pardo completed the challenge in 22 hours to raise awareness of polluted waters, and Ian Lang met him back on dry land.
Pure grit. He's already a GB Olympic open water marathon swimmer, but Hector Pardo set himself a monumental challenge. To swim the length of 3 iconic British lakes within 24 hours was a gruelling 30-mile-plus challenge, starting at midnight on Friday, swimming across Loch Lomond, Lake Windermere and finally Llyn Tegid, a feat he completed in 22 hours. It was a world first.
I swam Loch Lomond, 22 miles, Lake Windermere, 10.5 miles and Lake Bala 3 miles, all inside of 24 hours. And yeah, it's been a year in the making, logistically so challenging. But yeah, we got it done and it's all been worth it.
He admits there were points in the swim where he thought the challenge might be too much.
Yeah, there were moments where I thought I might not have to call it here. But I think that's like endurance swimming. It's not necessarily physical. Obviously, there's physical elements involved, but the majority of it is just all mental.
Hector's an ambassador for Swim Wales, who describe him as inspirational.
He trains for about 85 kilometres a week. He's just done 55 kilometres in a single day in less than 24 hours, which is just mind-boggling. What I will say is what he's just done on the 3 lakes across the UK, Loch Lomond, Lake Windermere and Lake Bala, is extreme. It's endurance sport. He's doing it because he's one of the very, very, very few people in the UK, I would say the world, who can do something like this.
But there's a bigger theme. As an open water swimmer, he's concerned about pollution, with his marathon swim supported by Surfers Against Sewage.
Outdoor activities like open water swimming are amazing, and to limit that by just having pollution pumped into our waters, I think is a really bad thing. And if I can use my platform, I've grown up conventionally just chasing times and swimming in the pool. But as I've gotten older, I've realised that I do have a voice within this sport, and I can raise awareness on it.
Just over 4k to go. This young man not only has his eyes firmly set on the next Olympics, but also on his next big challenge. Watch this space. Ian Lang, ITV News, Bala.
And we're looking ahead to what's on at 6:30.
Coming up on the evening news, Storm Floris brings winds of over 100 miles an hour to the UK, with weather warnings in place until later tonight. Do not travel warnings are in place in parts of the country, with trains cancelled and flights grounded. Also, doubts about what people might be able to claim after the Supreme Court's ruling on car finance. And a dramatic end at the Oval. Chris Woakes stepped up to the crease with his arm in a sling and the series in the balance. But were England able to pull off a record-breaking run chase? Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Well, those stories to come. Finally, we end our programme with the ultimate shaggy dog story. A special educational needs school in Bridgend is saying a fond farewell to 2 of their beloved therapy dogs. But after 4 years, they are now retiring and they've had a suitable send-off, as Katie Fenton reports.
Not all heroes wear capes. These ones wear collars. As Heronsbridge School's OG therapy dogs, Fiona and Luna have offered quiet comfort, wagging tails and unconditional love to countless kids. But after 4 years of loyal service and with a little more grey in their fur, these good girls are clocking off.
I don't want you to go. I don't want to leave.
And they'll be sorely missed by pupils like Aria.
I take care of them.
What do you do to take care of them?
I just walk them around to the grass. That's all.
They must love that.
Yeah.
Have you got a favourite dog here?
This one.
Can you show it up for the camera?
It's Lena.
Students with additional needs can often struggle to communicate, and that's where the magic comes in, really, because they can communicate their feelings by demonstrating their actions with the dogs.
How does it make you feel to stroke Fiona?
Happy. Calm. Nice. What's Fiona's favourite food?
Oh, Fiona likes all food. That's Fiona's trouble.
Fiona loves all food. Does she like cheese?
Yes, very
She
much.
loves cheese, but mostly she loves anything to do with dog treats.
Our kids mean everything to us, and the dogs, and even just the little things, the smiles or the little interactions from our pupils that you don't see normally. It's lovely, and being able to share that is a privilege. Oh, I'm getting emotional. So yeah, it is a privilege.
As Fiona and Luna hang up their leads, their more energetic colleagues are ready to take over. All of the dogs and their handlers go through a training programme.
There is a really rigorous process to keep everybody safe, including the dogs. So actually their wellbeing is paramount. So they are assessed, there's a full day of assessment, they are trained, the dog handlers are trained, and then we go out and do some work with the children with regular check-ins with the dog mental programme.
But with a glittering career behind them, it's time for this pair to put their paws up and enjoy a well-earned, treat-filled retirement. Katie Venton, ITV News, Bridgend.
Now, with all the talk about the weather today, let's see what it's up to. Here's James.
Outbreaks of ancient sites will gradually settle into an evening of pizza plates al fresco. TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
Out there, good evening. Bit of a stormy day today, courtesy of Storm Floris. We've seen some pretty strong gusts, particularly across the Llŷn Peninsula, Lake Vyrnwy and Capel Curig, 64 miles an hour. Next few days, still a little bit changeable, certainly not as windy, and hopefully some decent spells of sunshine giving us some not bad temperatures. Now, Floris just clearing us in the last hour or so. Still some strong winds, obviously not as strong as earlier today. A few showers just in the back end of Floris, but then things calm down courtesy of high pressure. The thing that makes it changeable is there's another front lining up for Thursday. As far as tonight goes then, not a bad end to the day, some nice sunshine out there to enjoy. Still a little bit breezy. Might see one or two little showers just skirting the North Wales coast there, but essentially a dry night. And temperatures, well, not doing too badly, around 13 to 15 Celsius and a little less humid. As far as tomorrow goes, well, it's going to be mainly sunny, a few showers, hopefully not too many of them. The bulk of us getting away with a dry day and a nice sunny day. Still a little bit breezy, but like I say, nowhere near as windy as today. But it will temper the feel of the temperature. We're looking at highs slightly down on today at 19 to 21 Celsius on the whole. What happens next? Well, it's all looking pretty good Tuesday into Wednesday. Notice far fewer isobars on the chart, so a nice sunny start of the day on Wednesday. Just starting to see a little bit of extra cloud later on. Highs starting to recover, 21 to 23 Celsius. Few showers around, could be sharp on Thursday, a little bit warmer and not bad Friday either.
TUI sponsors ITV Cymru Wales weather.
And that is Wales at 6. Hamish Alskerry will have your late headlines after the news at 10. But from all of us here on the programme, thanks for watching. Have a good evening. Bye.